Okay, I think I got everybody. All right, so, oh my goodness, wrong button. Okay, so how should you begin your email? Any email that you send anybody, how should you begin that email? With some kind of greeting. Yeah, some kind of greeting. Hello works. So let's look at our daily dive. It's a multi-select question. So whenever there's a multi-select question, pay attention to how many you need to select. So how many do we need to select in our daily dive? 3. Okay. So which 3 are the correct 3? Someone said hello. Hello always works. Hi, Mrs. Beanius. Yep, that'll work too. And good afternoon, Mrs. Beanius. That would work too. Unless it's morning. Then, right, good morning. Yes, you should be doing this right now. Select these. Select these 3 correct answers in the first question of your daily dive. You should always do the daily dives at the beginning of class. Today we have 2 warm-up questions. So, what should you include in your email? Well, we're talking about the body of the email right now. We're going down in order. We did subject yesterday, now we have greeting, and now the body of the email. What do we need to include in that email? According to our daily dive. What's it say? Everybody should always look at that daily dive. The reason why you're emailing. Yep. Got to have that reason why. And what else? What else do we need besides the reason why you're emailing? What else might I need? We're not at the end yet. We're still in the body of the email. You do want your name at the end, but let's focus on today's daily dive. I think tomorrow is the name at the end thing. What else? What's our daily dive say? Need the reason why you're emailing? Relevant details. That's right. Relevant details. That will help me help you better if I have relevant details. I'm super nosy, so I like all the details, but don't forget those relevant details. Okay. All right, so you should have those 2 questions answered. And remember, today is Wednesday. So you'll notice there is a Writing Wednesday section in today's daily dive. So just hold tight. So this is, and thank you, Annalie, for reminding me. This is a true or false question. So in your email, you should tell your teacher why you're emailing them and include any relevant details. Is that true or false? True. Yes, true. There we go. So scroll down to the Writing Wednesday section and just hang tight. Keep that tab open until we get to the end of class. At the end of class, I will give you the Writing Wednesday prompt. Okay. So let's see how much stuff we can get done today. I always record these sessions and I post them in the content as well as in the weekly announcements. If you ever can't find the recording or you don't see it, please let me know. I do my best to post the recordings before I go to lunch, but sometimes, like today, I have a meeting super quick after the live sessions and it's a quick turnaround. So I got to hurry up and shove food in my face before I go to a meeting. So they might be up closer to 1 instead of right at lunch. Alrighty. So still 4 of you who haven't responded. Okay. let's move on because we got most of you who were listening. So we did question 1 yesterday. So everybody look at your question 1. You should have selected the 5 correct answers. And I'm going to share my screen again just so we're all clear, cuz I see this similar things every trimester. Whenever there is a multi-select question, meaning you see all these check boxes, you got to look to see how many you need to select. So how many do we need to select for this one? 5. Okay, always look at this. I try and make this super clear, but the directions are only clear if you read them. So please, please, please read the directions. So you'll need 5 correct answers for this one. We did this yesterday, but I just want to make sure everybody has it. So in English, in the English language, all languages have sentence structures. In the English language, this is our sentence structure. Okay. So to have a complete sentence, you have to have at least a subject and a verb. At least. You can have other things as well. So make sure you select these 5 that have a subject and a verb, and it could either have subject, verb, object, subject, verb, adjective, subject, verb, adverb, subject, verb, noun. Okay, we're going to look at examples and what all this means as well. These are the sentence structures we're going to look at when we try and figure out if a sentence has a misplaced or dangling modifier. So we have to know what a correct sentence looks like first. Okay, good. Anyone need more time on this one? I know we did it yesterday, but that makes a lot more sense since some languages do it the other way around, like flipped. Yeah, that's true. Other languages have different order that they put stuff. I'm trying to learn German, and some things are flipped. Some things are the same, but some things get flipped. Like the negative stuff gets weird in German. So some languages go subject, object, verb. Yeah, that's. I mean, I guess technically that makes sense, but I like our way better. So, but this is my first language, so that's why I like it. Okay. Questions 2 and 3 are fill in the blank. So let me be super clear about how I do fill in the blank questions. If you've had me for the A section, you know this already. You only have to worry about the words. Do not worry about punctuation. Don't put commas or periods or whatever in the blanks. I have already taken care of any punctuation. Okay, so you only have to worry about the words. Make sure you spell them right, or the computer will grade it wrong. Clear? You do not have to worry about any punctuation with fill in the blank. Okay? Yes, no, maybe so? Everybody got that? Yes. Okay. So these are the blanks. The subject is who or what the sentence is about. The subject is who or what the sentence is about. And it is always some kind of noun or pronoun. So those are the blanks. Who, what for question 2, noun, pronoun for question 3. So for example, the man went to the store. The man is the subject because that is who the sentence is about. Okay, so this sentence, Fred laughed loudly at the joke. What's the subject? Fred. Fred is our subject for that sentence. Okay, makes sense? The who or what the sentence is about. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. Anyone need more time on this? Nope. Nope. Okay. Remember, you can always rewatch the recording if you miss something, but I'm trying to go slow enough that you get it and have time to ask me questions, but fast enough so we don't run out of time because we do have a lot of questions to get through this week. All right, questions 4, 5, and 6 are matching. So, what we're going to do for these questions is we are matching up the word with the part of the sentence it is. Does that make sense? Okay, so for example, question 4, and I'm going to share my screen in just a second. Vincent is playing guitar. That's our sentence. Vincent is the subject because that's who the sentence is about. Is the helping verb, so it helps connect the subject to the main verb. The main verb is playing, that's the action. That is what Vincent is doing. And then the object is receiving the action. So the guitar is the one being played. Make sense? So I'm gonna share my screen in just a second so we can look at how to match those up, and then I'll come back to this slide. Okay, so our sentence is right here, and it should be in the correct order, right? Your sentences aren't mixed up, are they? Tell me, because I don't know what yours looks like unless I look. They are mixed up? Ugh. I didn't want them to be mixed up. So if it's mixed up, I apologize. So I don't know if yours is in the same order as mine or not, but just pay attention to what number they have in front of them. Oh, it's not. Okay, good. Good. Because I wanted the sentence to be in order so you could read it. So pay attention to the number that is in front of them because these drop down menus only have the numbers. I really wish they included the word, but they don't. So be very, very careful how you do this. So we know what's our subject? Vincent. So find Vincent. That's number 1. Find subject and then select 1. Okay. Make sense? Okay. So let's go back to our slide so we can look at these other sentences. So match these up. Vincent is playing guitar. Vincent's the subject. Is the helping verb. Playing is the main verb. Guitar is object. Question 5, I have attended high school. I, subject, because that's who the sentence is about. Have is the helping verb. The helping verbs are usually the little verbs that people forget about. Okay? So those are usually the helping verbs, the ones that people forget about. Attended is the action, so that's the verb. High school is the object. Question 6, your sister was reading a book. Your sister is the subject, and it's okay if a subject has more than one word in it, just like it's okay if an object has more than one word in it, like high school. Okay, so your sister is the subject because that's what the sentence is about. Was is our helping verb. It's one of those little verbs that people forget about. Reading is the action, so that's the main verb. A book is the object. Okay, clear? So we can see how our English sentence structure works. Yes? Okay. I don't want to go too fast or too slow. I want you guys to understand it, so please ask me questions if you need to. And I'm sure a lot of you, especially if English is your first language, you probably already kind of know this because um you speak the language, but maybe you didn't know how to put it into words. Mariah, it should. So I'm gonna share my screen again because I just want you to make sure you match them up correctly. So the sentence is in order 1, 2, 3, 4, but these are not in order. Okay, so see how subject is the second one in my thing. So you gotta pay attention to which these always get mixed up for some reason. Okay, so just make sure subject, helping verb, main verb, object. Yeah, you have to match them up. Make sense, Mariah? You got it? So tell me in the chat box, what's our helping verb? Is our helping verb, right? So is number 2, so we got to find helping verb and then select number 2. And then our main verb is what? Playing. So we do the same thing. Playing. That's number 3. So we find our main verb, match that up. And then the last one, guitar, is our object. Okay. I don't know what order yours will be in here, so do not follow my numbering system here. You have to match them up yourself because yours could be in a completely different order than mine. Okay. 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 Yours was 1, 2, 3, 4. Amazing. That happens sometimes. Okay. But everyone's is not going to be the same. Okay, because the quiz automatically mixes those ones up. All right, everybody got this? We're good with this sentence structure? Okay, so next question is about, so question number 7 is about the different types of objects that we can have at the end of our sentence structure, okay? So we could have direct objects, and direct objects receive the action of the verb. So for example, Juan kicked the ball. And I'm going to type this up here because I want you guys to be able to see the flow of the action. Okay? Juan kicked the ball. So Juan is our subject, and he's doing the kicking. So the action is going that way. Okay? Juan is doing the kicking, and then the kicking is happening to the ball. So that's the way the action is flowing for direct objects. Does that make sense? Juan does the kicking, the ball receives the kicking. Yeah, okay. So, and these are matching. This is a matching thing. So you're matching up the type of object to its definition. So direct objects receive the action of the verb. Indirect objects involve something being done to something else indirectly. So this sentence, Josh, and I'm going to write this sentence up top here. Joshua built Emma a fence. So in this example, we have an indirect object. So Josh is doing the building. The thing that he is building is the fence. So the fence would be the direct object because it's the one being built. Emma is the one who gets the fence. So the fence is for her. So do you guys see how that's an indirect object? How that action is flowing? Does that make sense? You can see how it's indirect. I know it's weird. Josh builds the fence for Emma. So Emma is an indirect object. He's not building Emma. He's building the fence for her. That's why she's an indirect object. Make sense? Yeah? Okay, so remember this question, we're matching up the objects to their definitions. And then objects of a preposition. If you see a prepositional phrase, that will have an object. So prepositional phrases we'll talk more about later, I think, but they show a relationship between different things in a sentence. And they will always have an object as well. So in this case, the fisherman fell. Fisherman is our subject. Fell is the action, and he fell over the rail. So the rail is the object of the preposition over. Okay. So these get a little more complicated as we go. You guys have all those matched up? Direct object receives the action directly. Indirect object involves something being done to something else indirectly. And object of a preposition occurs after a preposition. Okay. Awesome. So you guys ready for the video portion of the quiz? Yes. Okay. So what I did was I embedded this video into your quiz. So anyone who's watching the recording later will have the video directly in the quiz. I am going to show the video in class, but it is there in case you need it later. Okay. So I'm going to share the video a little differently than I have in the past. So if I share a YouTube video through Neuro won't record it because of copyright, whatever. Even though we're in an educational setting and this should fall under fair use, Neuro doesn't record it. So I'm going to share it a different way so it will record on the video for anyone watching the recording later. It'll be in here. Okay. Okay. So and there's 2 questions for this video. Questions 8 and 9. What is a modifier according to the video? And a modifier should be closest to what it is modifying, true or false. Those are the 2 questions that you will be answering during this video. Okay. Okay. So let me share my screen. There we go. I'm going to turn off my mic and then play this so we can watch this video. It's only about 3 minutes long. It's not real long. So all eyes on the board and let's watch this video about misused modifiers. Here we go.
This just in. Thief robs town with world's largest chocolate bunny. Wait, so are we talking about this? Or this? That's a classic case of a misplaced modifier, a common grammatical mistake that can dramatically change the meaning of a sentence. And lest you think this is a bit far-fetched, confusing headlines like this appear all the time. Modifiers are words, phrases, and clauses that add information about other parts of a sentence, which is usually helpful. But when modifiers aren't linked clearly enough to the words they're actually referring to, they can create unintentional ambiguity. That happens because the modifying words, in this case, with world's largest chocolate bunny, modify the wrong thing, the robber's actions instead of the town. To correct this particular sentence, we simply rephrase to make it clearer what the modifying phrase is talking about. Town with world's largest chocolate bunny robbed by thief. Now, at least it's clear that the thief wasn't armed with a giant chocolate animal. Sometimes modifying words, phrases, or clauses don't appear to be modifying anything at all. That's called a dangling modifier. Having robbed the bank in record time, it was possible to make off with the town's chocolate rabbit as well. The modifying phrase in this sentence seems unrelated to anything else, and so we're clueless about who the chocolate-loving criminal could possibly be. Giving the modifier something to modify will solve the problem. Then there's another group, called the squinting modifiers, because they're stuck between 2 things, and could feasibly refer to either. Often these modifiers are adverbs, like the one in this sentence. Robbers who steal chocolate bunnies rapidly attract the outrage of onlookers. Rapidly is the modifier here, but what's not clear is whether it's referring to the speed of the chocolate thievery or how quickly it alerts the furious onlookers. To clarify, we can either put the modifier closer to its intended phrase, which works in some cases, or we can entirely reword the sentence so that the modifier no longer squints, but clearly applies to only one part. Chocolate bunny thieving robbers rapidly attract the outrage of onlookers. Justice will eventually come to the chocolate thief, but in the meantime, our task is to avoid verbal ambiguity by making it clear which parts of the sentences modifiers belong to. That way, we can at least maintain grammatical law and order.
All right. So let's answer these questions. What is a modifier according to the video? There we go. Words, phrases, and clauses that add information to other parts of the sentence. Modifiers are words, phrases, and clauses that add information about other parts of a sentence. They're not labeled A, B, C, or D, or whatever, so I don't know which one it is for you. They're going to be different for everybody because the quiz mixes them up. So yeah, so that they're not labeled A, B, C, or D. So saying B doesn't really mean anything, and everyone's is going to be different. So that's why I ask that you guys write it in the chat box. Okay, so modifiers are words, phrases, and clauses that add information about other parts of a sentence. Okay, so the question number 9, a modifier should be closest to what it's modifying. Is that true or false? I'm going to give you guys polling tools. Let's do a poll. Is that true or false? A modifier should be closest to what it's modifying. Is that true or false? A modifier should be closest to what it's modifying. True or false? Use those polling tools. This helps me know that you're paying attention. I see 25 responses. That's 63% of you. Can we get it higher? I like when we have more participation than that. Let's see, who are we missing? Jasmine, Cameron, Uriel, Andrew, Antoine, Kay. Use those polling tools. Jace, Isaiah, Paige, Aiden, Markel, Nayeli. Oh, thank you, Nayeli. Owen, Willow. Use those polling tools. All right, awesome. Yes, 90%, 93%. Yes, that's almost everybody. Love when participation is that high. That is fantastic. So, the majority of you said true. You are correct. This is true. We want our modifiers as close as possible to what it's supposed to be modifying. So, that is true. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys the Writing Wednesday prompt. And tomorrow, we're going to move on to the what is a modifier section of the quiz. You don't have to go any further on your own right now, okay? So you should have questions 1 through 9 done. Make sure you have check marks so everything is saved for all of those. And you can close that quiz down and we'll open it up tomorrow. Don't try and go any further on your own. We're going to do it together until we get to the on your own section. Okay. Here is your Writing Wednesday prompt. So go back to your Daily Dive tab. We're doing that right now, Nika. Your Writing Wednesday prompt, remember this is required. Write at least 5 sentences answering this prompt. If you had the power to change one thing about school, what would you change and why? Don't overthink this. This doesn't even have to be true. You could totally make it up. It doesn't matter. You could change something about insight. You could change something about a previous school that you've attended. You could change something about a fictional school. I don't care. If the thing that you want to change is you want to have flying buses that take you to school, write about it. I don't care. The whole purpose of these is to get you to write something. Okay? Clear? So don't overthink this. There's no wrong answer for it. You could make it up. It could be completely silly. I don't care. If you want everybody in the world to ride giraffes to school, write about it. Okay? Clear? Okay, awesome. Write at least 5 sentences so I don't have to take points away. Let me know if you have any questions, and we will pick up with question 10 tomorrow in the quiz. All right, have a wonderful day. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.